Hello everybody, I'm going to explain to you why the Heat lost the game tonight, game 1 that was. The reason is, well, first let me explain to you what happened during the game. Now, in the first 2 quarters, Heats were showing an explosive amount of power, you know, like they really were driving to win, you know. They were pouring out a lot of energy, and that kept them at a 10-13 on average lead against the Thunders. Now, I think that the hoop, you know, you might think I'm crazy for this, but I think that the hoop on the left-hand side of the court seemed to be their power point, you know, because they were scoring a lot of points. I usually see the Heats play this exceptional, but it was freaky how they were just scoring so often. And as seeing them play against the Celtics not too long ago, they didn't seem like they were doing too well throughout those 7 games. Now, as they were playing, they were scoring. Then, after second quarter, when it switched, the Heats looked like they were getting worn out or something. You know, I said the Thunders could win this if the Heats don't score as much and if their defense gets up there at the beginning and so forth. But yeah, when it reached the third quarter, the Heats, it looked like both teams had a hard time scoring on the rim that was on the right side of the court. I know you may think I'm crazy, but it really looked like both teams were struggling. I think there was something wrong with that rim, because I'm not singling out one team over the other, you know. I'm just saying both of them look like, because after that it looked like the Thunders were going straight for a blowout, you know what I mean? And on the left-hand side, the hoop on the left-hand side of the court, they started to really score a lot of great points, 3-pointers that were really helping them out to get into the lead, you know? And I figured that the Heats would get worn out, because for some reason when it gets towards the end, they seem less motivated and less aggressive than usual. And of course, Durant and the rest of his teammates and so forth really was like, you know what? This is a tough team, but we're tough too. We didn't get here for no reason, and we're not about to embarrass ourselves at home. So you know what? They took the initiative to do what they had to do, to pour out some more energy and some more heart into it, because they're young guys, you know. They're young guys. Even though the Heat is a fit team, but they're young guys, you know. They got a lot of energy to disperse. So of course, they're just gonna, you know, just blow out, go all out, because they got the strength to do it. My issue was, like, they were fouling a bit too much at first, you know, like too many fouls that could have really cost them the game. But, you know, they started being a little more careful and playing better defense and so forth. So, yeah, I honestly think both teams were struggling with that rim that was on the right side of the court. And, of course, you can see the Heats were getting worn out, and they were playing like they were the Knicks. Not saying the Knicks is terrible, but they're, you know, come on. They were playing like amateurs, you know. The terrible passes, you know, throwing the ball out of bounds. Dwayne Wade, are you serious? Battier, no, not Battier. Haslem was fouling way too much. Battier was doing his thing. He was doing really well this game. So I'm just like, you know, you could have seen that at the beginning you wouldn't have that much faith in the Thunder, but towards the end, man, they took it home. They took it home. I was rooting for the Heat, but I love the Thunders because they came a long way. They came really far from no one loving them to gaining the love and trust of people. You know, of course they didn't have fans, and I didn't look at the Thunders before. And yes, you can call me fake for that. You know, I apologize. You know, I never really recognized them, only until just about last year when the NBA was on break and so forth. I really started to notice Durant and the other teammates and so forth, and on the come up. And now look, they're in the finals, so we'll see what happens in the next game. But I really think one of the biggest issues was that rim on the right hand side of the court, you know. But Thunders, they poured their heart out and they won. You know, I'm not saying that's the only reason Heats lost, but I'm just saying it contributed. So yeah, till next game, guys, and I'll tell you what I think about that, if anything. Good night.